Okay, so this is a genre that I didn't think I'd actually cover on the channel. Disney, more specifically, Descendants of all franchises. I think I did a video a while ago talking about, if it was a right or wrong move to continue the series, despite the fact that Carlos um, actually passed away in real life. Um, Cameron Boyce, the actor that played Carlos, passed away. And you could check out the video for my thoughts, but the short answer I gave is I don't think the entire franchise should stop um, despite, Cameron passing away, because if you are someone that watched the first three movies, then both Carlos and Jay, the two males out of the four VKs, the villain kids, really didn't have a major role. Yes, they were part of the titular descendants. Carlos, Jay, um, crap, Evie, and Mal. But obviously, Descendants felt like it was pushing more about the female audience than opposed to the male audience. So those two really had a back seat to Evie and Mal. But I said, yeah, go for it. Now, I did watch the movie. I want to say probably in September or October of last year. Because out of nowhere, I remember I was listening to just a random playlist on YouTube, just like Disney movie songs. And out of nowhere, this song came. I was about 6 songs in. I was cleaning my house. And out of nowhere, this one song came on. It's really not a secret recipe. I was like, wait, what? What song is this? And I just stopped what I was doing and I looked at the music video. It was called Life is Sweeter. And I am not kidding. I have had that song in my, playlist rotation since I've heard it for the first time. It's so mesmerizing that I'm like, oh, dang. Because I was in no rush to watch this Descendants film. It came on Disney Plus a month or two before the song. I first listened to it in August. But I went out of my way to finally watch the movie in September. I didn't love it. I mean, I'm not really big on time travel because usually the writers of whatever franchise handle it do it completely wrong. And I think that Descendants 4, it had a lot of potential with, the Queen of Hearts coming into, what was the place called? Arendelle? Basically the kingdom where all these descendants live at. And you had Red, the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, and Chloe, the daughter of Cinderella, be the main characters of the film. Seeing these two interact would have been interesting. Like, let's say Red was now being taken to a land and, let's say, interacting with people who were loved by their parents, and then you have Chloe, who's loved by her parents, taken to Wonderland, where things are completely different. There really is no love whatsoever, despite the queen being the Queen of Hearts. And that would have been an interesting kind of switcheroo kind of story. But no, they actually go back in time and they have to stop, Red's mom from becoming the evil queen to prevent her from killing Cinderella. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is to talk about one scene towards the end of the film where Red and Chloe have a discussion on what they need to do in order to stop, a bad thing from happening that would turn Red's mom into the evil queen, or, the future evil queen of Wonderland. And this is after Chloe had spent time with her mom, Ella, or young Cinderella, at her house, and she came back and couldn't believe how her mom turned out the way she did, despite living under such, conditions with her evil stepmother and, evil stepsisters. And it was just a little moment that I appreciated so much due to the fact that it felt really deep. Due to, given the fact that you have a situation where you have a parent who did their best to have their own children grow up in an environment completely opposite of how they grew up. And even deeper is the fact that the parent never divulged the information to their, children, like, hey, I grew up under these conditions. They don't want to bring it up because sometimes the past is just too painful. And when it comes to Red, I love, one of my favorite elements of the movie was the fact that, especially during Life is Sweeter, when you look at Red's body language and the facial expressions, she is just blown away that Bridget, the past version of her mom, was so chipper, friendly, loved the idea of love, was happy, basically the complete opposite of the bitter, wicked person that she was as an adult, and how she raised Red. And just seeing that look in her face is just mind blowing, because it's like, how in the world, who is this woman? Who is this girl? This cannot be who my mom was. And then when it comes to Ella, it's the same ordeal where it's like, how did my mom grow up to be so loving and gentle and kind after being treated like dirt for so long? I just love that element. That to me was my favorite element of the movie, where the time traveling stuff was a bit nonsensical and made no sense. Just having a moment where children reflect on how they were raised and looking back at how their parents were in the past, I thought was really deep. So if there was one element of the film I would give it credit for, it would be that. Okay, and having Brandy and the same actor that played Prince Charming in the Roger and Hammerstein's version of Cinderella, I thought was a nice touch. It was just amazing. I just love that moment. Even though I think one of the most disappointing aspects of the film wasn't there some sort of like dance or party that the school was having that they kept talking about? Hey, we need to prevent Bridget from getting pranked at this event, so that way she doesn't get ridiculed by everybody and laughed at and then turns evil. We never saw that happen. It's just that we skip back to the present, time has changed, and everything is good. So no. But I just wanted to highlight that one moment where Chloe and Red are talking in their room. And it was just, I thought it was good. So that's really all I got to say about Descendants 4. Life is Sweeter. Check it out. That's easily the best song in the entire film. And yeah, let me know if you watched it and your thoughts. Oh yeah, if you want me to talk about the other three, 2 is the best one, followed by 1, followed by 3. I'll put 4 in its own category just because, I didn't really care for it. Plus, the first 3 were part of the trilogy with the 4 main villain kids. But yeah, I think 2 had the best soundtrack. 3, I had so many issues with how that was handled. 1 was a good start. But yeah, 2, the only thing I really put against 2 is the fact that the runtime was just way too long. And plus, I love Sophia Carson, so there's that. All right. But hey, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.